Are you an energy drink person? How many of them do you think you drink a day, huh? Why keep drinking them over and over again when you can get the vitamins you need for energy, immune support, and mental focus just from one scoop of Onward? Onward was created for this exact reason. Onward improves your energy, improves your mood, optimizes your focus, and can give you the quality support your immune system needs, especially in the times that we're going through with the virus out there and everything. So if you want to try Onward, grab you one at stnutrition.com. Again, go to stnutrition.com, grab yourself an Onward. We got plenty of flavors. We got grape, we got bubblegum, we got glacier punch, and also raspberry tea. So if any of those flavors sound good to you, you know, do something for yourself. Help your immune system and keep that virus away from you. And drink some Onward.
It's my foundation. It's my faith. It's my work ethic. It's my drive. It's everything that I've tried to build for myself that has made me who I am. I'll do what it takes to make you believe.
Let's get it going. Today, Tuesday, July 7th. What did everyone do this week? This week we had Independence Day, July 4th. Didn't do anything crazy, you know. I mean, you see a bunch of fireworks and stuff going on now. It's probably going on in every state, and that's probably more than just for July 4th. But you know, it is what it is. I'm kind of used to the sounds by now. It's less annoying, but so July 4th, we usually have like the same group of people over my grandparents' house like every single year. And we've done it since I was like 12 or 13, maybe even younger than that. And you know, it's cool because like we all grew up in the same school, the same church, and then as we got older, we all went our separate ways. And to meet once a year, every year, and to talk about things because we haven't seen everyone for a year, um, it's pretty cool. And then the food is always good. That's my favorite part. That's what I look forward to the most, man. The burgers, the hot dogs. You know, you throw some chili. You throw some um, what's that stuff called? Coleslaw. Throw some chili and slaw on that dog. It's good, man. One of my favorites. I couldn't eat that every day though. I can only eat it, you know, at certain events. But I wanted to see what y'all were up to on July 4th. What were you guys doing? So I threw out a question on Instagram, and you know, I got a couple replies. This person says, "I celebrated life this year with my family at my boyfriend's mom's lake house." That's cool. You know, to chill at the lake house. You know, I don't know if you went on the water or not. Like, I don't know if they had a boat or anything like that. I always like going on a boat and doing stuff on there, like going tubing, and I don't know. It's just something about being on the water. It's so relaxing. And it takes a lot out of you too. Like you'll be dead tired like a day after being on the boat and just chilling and doing like your wakeboarding or water skiing or tubing. Like you're sore the next day. I used to be mad sore after being on the boat. Um, Another person says, still celebrated, although I am not happy with America, I am still proud to be an American. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that, you know? I mean, you gotta remember too, like, America is a young country, very young country, and we are filled with people from different places, right? So that's going to bring in different views, different ideas. Rather than you look at like Denmark, they have all the same people, pretty much. You know, you look at Sweden, they have the same people. You look at Australia, have the same people. You know, it's different here. We're different than everyone else. So really, that's what I hate is like you can't compare us to any other countries because we're so diverse and we're so different, and everyone has different views, and we have the freedoms to speak on those views and those opinions, whereas a lot of other countries don't. You know, we have a lot of freedoms that countries do not have, which allows us to do a lot more, allows us to be more outspoken. But with that good comes the bad with it. You know what I mean? We have to hear what other people have to say, which we may not like. Um, there's so many different things, and right now things are going to be changed. Things have to be fixed to move forward, and that's why I always say like things have to get worse before they get better. And right now, I think we're going through one of the worst parts. So hopefully, from now on, you know, just starts getting better. But we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for going through what we did back then, and you know, signing the Declaration of Independence and being our own country and not being a part of Britain or anything like that. So I think it's cool. I think it's cool. And if you hate America, I just say, like, why live here? Why, you know, taking back to like celebrities used to say, oh, I'm going to move to Canada, but they're still living here. If you hate it so much, why live here? I don't know. That's just my thought process. So do what you will with that. Another person says, I don't celebrate the 4th and haven't for some years. That's cool, man. I mean, you know, again, the thing about this country is like you're free to do that. You're free to not have to celebrate whatever you want. You know, there's people that don't celebrate Christmas, there's people that don't celebrate birthdays. It, it's one of the greatest things about this country is like different religions, different ethnicities, different, you know, a lot of different things. And you're allowed to do that, you know? So that's cool, guys. That's cool, you know, that you got to live on, you got to live through your day, even though there's people out there celebrating. It's cool that you got to go to your boyfriend's mom's lake house and just relax and chill and enjoy it. Um, I mean, it sucks that, you know, we're still going through the virus, so you can't really like relax and enjoy too much, I guess. Depending on who you're around, I don't know. But July 4th, I mean, definitely a weekend and a time that I always look forward to. Um, I love it because it's also during the summer, which is my favorite season. I love the weather. Um, it was a great day, and you know we enjoyed it. I got to see my baby cousin. So my cousin actually had a baby, and I think he's like gonna be like 5 months old this week. And you know, he didn't like very many people, but you know, one of the cutest things I ever seen, man. And it's cool to see my cousin, to see a different part of her. You know, growing up, like she would probably be the last person I would think that would have a kid. And to see her be a mom, I mean, it's one of the coolest things. Like it just shows you how much your mentality changes when that happens, you know? And to see her be a good mom and to have that in her life, and I don't know. It's just cool to sit back and just watch that happen and just see how things unfold. Um but yeah, so that was my July 4th, and thank you guys for responding and telling me how you guys enjoyed yours. Um what else? What have I been doing this week? I always get the days mixed up. I don't know. Because because even though I go to work and everything, I still don't know what day it is. I still try and figure out, wait, what is today? Blah, blah, blah. And I get stuck. Um, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I've fallen into this rabbit hole of the show Alone on Netflix, and dude, the show's crazy. You know, so what it is, you have to, they drop, so apparently this is like the sixth season. I didn't even know, I've never even heard of this show. And apparently, so in this season, they have 10 people, and they're all like professionals in hunting and fishing and um like building stuff, like survival stuff, right? They're all professionals. So they drop them off in the Arctic. Um, Hold on, I just got a text from my sister. She said, "Anyone want to buy me a PS5?" Anyway, she's dumb. You think someone gonna buy it? Get out of here. But anyway, back to my story. So they drop them off in the Arctic, and I believe you have to spend 100 days there. It's either that or whoever just like they just go however long until someone wins. I don't know. Um, so they spend this time there, and then you're allowed to like leave whenever you want. They give you like this like phone where you just dial a number, and then you have like production and medical people like waiting somewhere else to come get you. Then they get on their boat and then cross the river, the whatever that is. And yeah, man. I mean, to see these people, what they have to do to survive, I'm just like, there's no way. There's no way I'd be able to do that. Like I always thought I could, um, but to see these people, I guess it depends on where you are. I think the Arctic, because it's so cold, um, I think it really depends on where you're stuck at and where you are, if you could survive or not. Um, but I always thought I can do it, and I don't think I could. I see these professionals struggling. They're struggling to survive this place, and right now where I'm at in the show, there's three, no, four left. There's four people left. And I believe they're like 50 some days in. So I'm not going to spoil anything, and you guys don't spoil it for me. So we're good. Um, so I wanted to know if any of you thought that you could survive. So we got some calls. Let's check out one of these calls. Who we got? Now, my girl Sasha. What do you think?
Hey, Ben, it's Sasha.
Oops. Gotta change this real quick. All right, let's try this again.
I think I could survive in the wild pretty long. I'm going to say how long I think I could last, but obviously we all know that no one really knows till you get out there and do it. I love watching Alone. I love watching Naked and Afraid.
That was one of the things too, is like you really think you could, but until you get out there and experience it, like you just have no idea. You don't know what you're up against, because there's even people, even these professionals were like, I didn't plan for this. This happened, and I just didn't plan for it. I didn't think this would happen. And like for example, this doesn't really spoil anything, but there's this one guy who he didn't bring one of the things that light a fire. I don't know what they're called, but he didn't bring one because he was confident in his own like fire starting abilities. So a recent episode I just watched is like he couldn't get a fire started. He was scared. He was like, I'm not gonna last if I can't do this. He spent all day because the wood that was out there what didn't ignite. It wasn't like a good fire starting wood, I guess. And it's something that you can't plan for. You have no clue what's gonna happen to you and what you're gonna run into and all these different things, right? To give you another example, this one guy killed a 900-pound moose, right? So he has like 100 pounds of meat to eat, right? And apparently, even though he's eating, he's losing a pound a day. So when he got his medical check done, because they do like a med check like every so often, and he got his medical check done, and they said he's lost over 30 pounds. And he was like, "How's that possible? I've been eating every day." And apparently, moose meat is very, very lean, probably like 1% fat. It has no fat, and to survive, you need that fat. You need that fat so your body absorbs it and trying to hold on to it. And because really in the wild, I mean, to be honest, you're not going to find too many carbs, right? So you're basically looking for protein and fat. The only carbs you're probably going to find is like berries and maybe some reindeer moss or something like that. But all right, Sasha, keep going.
Watching all those shows made me want to get a fire starter. So I recently got one about a month ago. I try to use it as often as I can to start my bonfires outside. I've been pretty successful with it. It does take me about 5 to 15 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes when everything's really wet out. But I try to always make myself use it to start my fires instead of using a lighter. Because I would really love to go on at least like Survivor one day. I would never go on Naked and Afraid because I don't want anything up my cootie wootie being naked. I feel like that would definitely happen. I don't think that's...
No, I'm the same thing. I thought the same thing. Like I couldn't do Naked and Afraid because I don't want nothing touching my junk. You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing I'm worried about. Like I have no I'm not worried about anything else. The only thing I'll be worried about is animals. Like on a loan, like these people don't seem like they're afraid of any animals, like bears and stuff. Like I would be, or like wolves or something. Nah, man, I don't like any of that stuff because, and also I don't like killing things. So I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be a great survivor. You know, it'd be hard for me. Like I watch these people kill rabbits and stuff, and I'm just like, oh, dude, I just can't. It's hard. But I guess what's different, your mindset is different when you're like, um, when you're so hungry. You know, it's so cool to see how appreciative and like these people cry. These people cry when they catch something because they haven't eaten in so long. That's what survival is. You know, it's like getting a new car or buying a new house. You know what I'm saying? Like catching that just a little squirrel or a rabbit, it makes the people's day. And it's so funny and it's so cool to see. And I love seeing that. I think that's what draws me into the show more than anything. Is like, imagine if we all had to do that. Like how appreciative and how much like we wouldn't complain. Because these people, you know, a lady caught 2 rabbits in one day and she was just like crying her eyes out. She was like, I'm gonna eat so good. Like, and she was like, she started bawling her eyes out and started crying. And it's just a crazy thing to see because all we have to do is like hit up DoorDash or Uber Eats and we have food at our door. Meanwhile, these people are out there and they have to kill. They have to set up these traps and hopefully, just hopefully, something gets caught in the trap. right? So, I don't know. All right, here's more from Sasha.
Kosher at all, but I think alone's pretty dope, especially this season where they know they have to be out only for 100 days in the Arctic and survive. They get $1 million, where every other season it's like whoever stays out the longest wins. I think that's like, whoa, that's crazy, especially when you have a family. But anywho, I think I could stay out um, in the wild. I mean, indefinitely in the right area. I've always loved camping. I've always loved primitive survival. I have no problem catching fish, gutting fish. I've never gutted a smaller animal or anything more expensive than a fish, but it definitely doesn't bother me. And you got to do what you got to do when you're out in the world. I would eat meat. I would eat fish. I would forage and eat berries and leaves, other greenery. And I'm strong and stuff. I don't have a good immune system, so I think that would be where I would definitely fail at and have the main issue. But I would love to give it a go at some point in my life, and it definitely fascinates me. So I think I could definitely at least go, the 20 days, 40 days, like on Naked and Afraid, and I would love to push myself sometime. So I think that's a great topic, good question, and it's definitely for certain people though. It's not for everyone. Some people think glamping's camping, and it's definitely not. Great question though. Have a great day.
All right, yeah. I mean, no, it's definitely more than camping. It's definitely it's definitely not your average like, oh, let me pitch a tent and we'll go get a burger or something. You know what I mean? It's definitely not camping. It'd be tough. I think for me, uh, especially when I get hungry, like I think it would mess with me mentally more than anything. Um, I do consider myself like mentally strong, but in that situation, if I'm hungry, like I start getting pissed off and I start getting angry and I start getting out of sorts. Like I'm not thinking straight. And, you know, any little mistake out there you could die, so you don't want to go through that. You need to be able to calculate like what you want to do. Like, is today a hunting day where we're gonna go and find like a big animal or something, or we're gonna stick with the little ones. You know, one guy on the season didn't even bring a bow, so he's just sticking with fish. But now at the episode I'm on, the I don't know if it's like the ocean or if it's like the I don't know, whatever body of water it is, it has frozen over. And he can't even break it to like ice fish or anything like that. So I'm like, well, that idea didn't work. So it's something like that. It's one of those things where you didn't calculate it and you can't expect everything. You know what I mean? You can't go into it um you can't go into it just thinking like everything is going to happen, like just because you're a good fisher or a fisherman or a good hunter or whatever it is. um I think I did get a message. Let me see. Yeah, because this person said, so with my training and knowledge of hunting and fishing, I'd last a while. I don't know, man, because it depends how long you're waiting for an animal to come around, because that's another thing. Like, you can't control that. You can control you killing it, but you can't control where it comes from or how long it stays or if there's a lot of them. You can't control those things, right? And that's what a lot of people find on the show, because everyone on this show is like an expert hunter and an expert fisher, right? this one girl, she was so uh like baffled by she was like at home, like no one can beat me in fishing. Like I'm the perfect person to be fishing right here. But she couldn't catch a thing. And that shook her. That messed her up mentally, right? So it's just those things, like it's not as easy as people think, but here's another call. See what you got. This is Anthony.
Hi, I'm Anthony Rivers. I went to high school with you. Your dad was actually my math teacher. But anyway, to answer your question on Facebook, how long could you survive in the wild and why? Honestly, I would last as long as my body would run on its own resources until I ran out. I don't know how to hunt, fish, make shit clean, or whatever else you got to do out there to answer your question.
Yeah, and I think I think that's a lot of thanks for your call, Anthony. Um but yeah, man, I think a lot of people will be like that. Like we're so used to now, like, and it's not a bad thing that we're used to that kind of stuff, you know, because we don't have to survive, right? We don't have to go out and hunt our own food. We don't have to fish. We don't have to gather. We don't have to know the things of the land. You know what I mean? Um, I think like if you're in a position to do that, and if you love the outdoors, like of course you're gonna learn it. You know? I mean, those people don't know what we know about like phones or technology and stuff like that, you know? So, I don't know. It just depends on what you like to do. And, I think I would, I definitely want to like try it out at least once, even though I get irritated. Like I can't even, I love being outside and stuff, right? But, I get pissed off. I get irritated real quick. Like everything can, I don't know. And I think if I was by myself for a long time and stuff like that, I think I'd just like get all up in my head and just worry about animals and if something's gonna come and I'll be scared to go to sleep, honestly. You know, I don't know how these people sleep so great on this show, but nah, man, I think probably a good percent of the world would be the same as you, man. Like, um, as long as you're, you know, as long as you had your phone or whatever, it's tough. Like hunting and then you gotta know where to like what to eat of the animal. So it's not just the hunting part. You know, you could kill the animal, but then you gotta like dress it, you gotta skin it, and you gotta know what parts you can eat and what parts you can't. Um, yeah, I think that's where I'll get stuck. I think that's where I'll get stuck. But yeah, I encourage to check it. Like everyone, check out that show, or anything like it. I haven't seen Naked and Afraid, um, but this show. I don't know. This show is just so different than any other of these kind of shows. Because this is like you don't have camera people filming you. You're filming yourself. They're given like 65 pounds of camera equipment to film themselves with. They got head cams, they got body cams, they got tripods and mics and all these kind of things. And I guess I'm sure they teach you, they take a class or whatever on how to use like a little bit of the stuff before they go, right? But other than that, like that's what I've been into, and I'm still trying to finish it. I don't know how many episodes I have left, but right now, man, it's a really good show. I'm glad. I don't even know how I heard of it. I think I heard. Oh, I listened to Bobby Lee and Theo Vaughn, and they were talking about it. So I was like, "Oh, let me check this out." So, but yeah, it got me interested in surviving and what it takes to like actually survive. Because if you watch the shows like Survivor, I don't think that's real. I don't think Survivor's real. Um, but this show just seems like more legit. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing this week. What we got coming up? What's today? Today's Tuesday. So we are celebrating my wife's 30th birthday. She's gonna be an old lady. And we're celebrating it on Saturday. Getting some new furniture on Friday, you know. It's always cool to like switch things up in your house or whatever wherever you live at, and just like change things up, So we decided to Disneyfy. Like if you those of you who listen a lot, you know that me and my wife like love Disney, so we're gonna put a lot of Disney stuff out in the living room. And we got a new couch coming, and we're flipping the TV from one wall to another, and we're really switching it up and really trying to um, make it something different, make it something more Disney, more homey, And then Saturday we're celebrating my wife's birthday, and it is Xenon themed, girl of the 21st century. So if you're a 90s kid, I think the show's the early 2000s, but still, like, so you would know what I'm talking about. Um, Great movie, and we should have a good time celebrating. But I think that's it. Oh, big game Friday morning. Collingwood Magpies, Hawthorne Hawks. If you haven't checked out the AFL yet, you should. It's on ESPN. It's on Fox Sports. They're showing it all the time now. If you're missing out on sports or whatever, check out Aussie Rules Football, man, because it's addicting. Right now, I'm more into it than I've ever been into any American sports. Except for the NFL. Like, I can do without the NBA. I can do without baseball. Give me AFL and NFL. I'm good, man. So it's a big game. It's a big game. We just got knocked down the ladder to 9th because the top 8 are the playoff teams, right? So we're stuck in 9th, and Collingwood's in 10th. So we need a big win, and we need to come out on top. So I'm hoping I get my Guernsey this week so I can rep it on Friday. And, Guernsey is a jersey. So I ordered one like 2 weeks ago from Australia. Should be coming in soon, any day now. Still waiting for it. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy your week. I hope you guys, do everything you want to do. I hope you move forward. I hope you progress in everything that you do. And just have a blessed week. And thank y'all for listening. This is Strong Tide Podcast. I'm Ben Hammer. We're out. Peace.